We now return to Let's Play Zeus. Okay, so where we left off, we were waiting for people to move in, and we are beginning the growing of crops so that we have a much more sustainable food system. Especially because this system of moving food via warehouses does not appear to be working too well, and that actually worries me a lot. Because the food should be transporting to a better warehouse, and it's not doing that, and I'm working on it. Well, these people are about to go in, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this for a minute, and we will get started bringing these in. So where do I want the actual warehouse to be, is the question, I suppose. I could just have it kind of off to the side for now, because it does not fit here, we determined. And I will probably want to put, I probably will want to put the granaries right there. So there's really no good place for this right now. And I think what I'm going to do, actually, I was thinking about this, rather than put the gatehouse there and just kind of leave it open, I will do a wall, and we'll just have the docks outside the wall, which I think is actually probably appropriate for the city design. So maybe that'll end up being the gate here, then we'll just run the wall along the road, which will then have to probably jut out a little bit so that we can have the gatehouse there, and I don't know. But anyway, we need to worry about actual things right now, actual problems within the city. I think this will actually work. I think just the proximity of that diagonal will keep this here. We don't want anything except wood at the moment, and so we'll get, I think we're going to need a couple, but at least just the one for now. We'll make this a little bit better looking, utilize the space rather than just things on a road, because after all, we are doing this with a purpose. So we'll see where we're at. We need 48 workers. That is an outrageous amount of people. And they are not, well, okay, they need to be fed. So I guess we'll just close this down. Just empty this out and get rid of it, because it really doesn't serve a purpose for me. And by the time this guy gets to and from this fishing spot, I think this guy will be back. Let's speed this up and find out. So he's there, the Nemean Games. Didn't have any contestants there. Oh, so did I? Messina needs wood. We're getting there. We got... Alright. No, that is not... Where... This. It's already overdue. Oh. I know, I'm trying to see it. We need 7 wood. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need more people. Alright, we're gonna get more people. As long as we don't have an employment deficit. Not like I've ever worried about employment in previous playthroughs of this game. I guess I could have knocked this out in a hurry. Dispatch now. And we will still maintain our relations. No. Is it because I didn't pay attention to you? Employees needed. Now what? Probably because this devolved, because we weren't able to provide enough food. Yes, that's exactly what happened. So we did get our first batch of everything. I guess we'll just take this out, and boy, this is really... Wait. Who are you all? It was working. I don't understand why the urchins weren't working, though. So let's watch this in action. They don't talk. Okay, so this is how it's supposed to work. So why wasn't it working with the urchins? Maybe it just didn't have enough people? Right now it doesn't have enough people, so... Okay, well, we need that so we can get food, so we can get... yeah. Okay. So now we'll get our 80 people. I could have adjusted wages. I need to get in the habit of that too.
I'm Dionysus,
All right.
god of the vine. Worship me, and fruits of the vine will...
All right, everybody's here, and we have a bare minimum of people. My God, why? I honestly don't know how to explain that. Okay, so we will start selling wood, and that looks like an awful lot. In fact, if my Cine really doesn't like me that much, well, now they're kind of sympathetic. That's okay. I mean, we can start giving gifts, but there's really no reason to. Not at the moment. What we need to be looking at is making money. Okay. And since we can only sell 12 a year...
Hermes, worship me, and some of your citizens will taste my speed.
That means, actually, we don't need this at the moment since we're straight up selling wood. So we'll get rid of you. And we probably also don't need you. Your guy is wasted walking out of here, but we'll get rid of one of these. We only need the one guy to provide the 12 wood, and I'm sure that'll work out a lot. Happiness Monument is available. It is truly a golden time in the city, and people are very happy. 1 in 5 are unemployed. So all will remember this special time. Can now build a commemorative monument. Well, that'll work out well. That'll go right there. How's the appeal anyway? So it should blossom there pretty well. But okay, we've already. Oh no, I thought that was a homeless person. It's not yet. Hygiene remains perfect somehow, but we really actually now need to flip over and have a little bit of culture. If I can start doing... See, so this cost me 60 to buy, and I'm making 75. But 12 a year is definitely not enough. We're definitely going to have to be buying this much. So, we're only going to buy 12 right now so that we make profit on this little trade here. And that's not enough of the food, obviously, because we just went through pretty much all of it. We got a little bit left, but that's going to be gone here, and when we upgrade this with some culture, more will be gone. So, what I'm actually going to do, just sort of so we see some progress within the city, I'm actually going to go ahead and begin the next level of town construction. And that's going to soak up an unnecessary amount of people, admittedly, but... So this will kind of go out. I think we'll have this go in between. So what I think I'll do here, and I can actually, I will have to have it go this way anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Alternatively, we can just make this one go straight across, because then that gives me 2 here, plus a beautification, plus that goes. Okay, so we'll make this one go straight out. Maybe we'll have it jank around into a... You know, I could do like a T-shape. We could play Tetris with this. And I don't really know what I'm going to do with that. Won't worry about it right now. That means I'm going to have to do this, so that as the walker goes through, it does not interfere there. And I'm going to go ahead and put down the first warehouse. I'll have it on this side. Yeah, I mean, I could have it like right there, so it's directly being influenced by that. Yeah, why not? Okay, so this one will have to provide fleece and, let's say, olive oil. Get, of course. And eventually, I'm picturing that this will have such a large amount of produce coming in that we will eventually have individual warehouses sitting around. I don't know, that kind of clashes having the pillars right there next to the other pillars, but whatever.
Worship me, the feared
Not yet.
and your city will glisten in the sun.
And I do kind of need to keep something beautified around the Agora, I feel. Because it is worth noting. So we buy 24 anyway because that's the maximum per year. We just buy 12 at a time. I was kind of hoping that was going to be a bit less. So we'll buy 6 now at a time. That means it'll take 4 trips to get the 24, and we won't be just buying it all at once. Good grief. I set a space limit of... Well, it's because as soon as they take it, then you've got more. So my people are on top of it a little too well, apparently. Now that was empty, so they are taking it here. They're just taking... There must be some cycle where they go to get it, right? There has to be something like that going on. Okay, good grief. We need some culture here so that we can start participating in these damn games. Why don't we go ahead and... I've got 25 people, so we should probably just go straight for a gymnasium. Now, that defeats the purpose of what I was doing here, trying to set something up early. But that's okay, I guess. We'll just kind of move on from that. So, this is going to be weird, and, you know, I mean, having this much space, I've got a lot of buildings in here that I guess we'll just have to take out some houses, or leave out some houses from the outer ring. At least for this block. I'll try and incorporate it a little bit better somehow, but like I don't necessarily know that I'm going to want a theater and a drama school in the same block. I don't know, because it's the destination buildings that provide the walkers that are more useful. It's only when, like, the theater and the training buildings, I guess, they only have like the one-time shot where the guy walks to the actual destination. So... Why don't we go ahead and get an infirmary in here somewhere? And I could probably actually connect in between. But I don't know that I like that, actually. So I'll have it connect here, how about? And then in future, we'll have a road go off that way and a road go off that way. Now I realize this is going to cause a little bit of mayhem here as I potentially am sharing the infirmary, but I'd planned on doing that anyway. So, I guess that's okay. We will now take a culture and move the culture building here? Here? So that's going to be there at a 5. I can put this here and still have housing on the other side. I kind of want to space them out. So they're not just a bunch of clumps of... Alright, you know what? We'll put it right here. What does that do for me house-wise, though? That should be enough room, right? It looks like it will be. Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so Hovel...
I'm Dionysus, god.
Next level after Hovel is Fleece, which is now what I have. But let's pause that for a moment. I think I'm actually going to stop buying this stuff. I did this a little bit ahead of myself. What we actually need to be focusing on is more infrastructure things, because I'd kind of forgotten the order in which a lot of things are developed. So, oh my god, onion farm. If I take out those 2, I can build a branch off there. I do kind of want to loop a little bit, because then I'd have a road there, and so I'd be taking out precious forest, but there's also some precious meadow there. I think I've got plenty of meadow all over that I don't necessarily need to be doing that, so we won't worry about it. And I've sold all my wood, so I can begin looking for another trade partner. They produce it. Nobody needs it, I don't think, aside from my Cine. Oh, good, Troy. Maybe I can butter them up a little bit. So let's go ahead and start actually using... Really? So, does that mean I have to... Really? There's no diplomacy in that I can make them... I can start... loosening them up with the drachma, I suppose. I definitely don't want to do it with the fleece. But maybe I should? That's an expensive gift. And speaking of expense, let's look at my tax situation. No, this. Last year we lost a lot. Granted, some of that, a very minimal amount, was actually construction. Most of it was in the import costs. In fact, that's overwhelmingly where it was. Unnecessary imports, by the way. So let's not do that. Let's avoid that. And we have 35% people. Let's work on exports right now, for real quick. So we'll have this, and I'm gonna guess. See, I won't be able to incorporate that into the wall. So, actually, I think I will want my... I'll build a road out here, but I'm actually going to want to keep the actual buildings inside. Because for right now, that's, you know, they'll have something to walk down to this, but I don't want things outside of the wall, and since I won't be able to incorporate this this plateau into the actual wall, it'll have to sit outside the wall of the city. I will possibly, depending on how I lay it out, have enough room to run a wall along the top of it, which I think might be kind of cool, but again, I don't know, because these temples are awful damn big. Yeah, see, it's not gonna... Not if I want to fit him and Athena up here. That kind of sucks. So it's just going to be this big open space up here that's completely otherwise wasted. Kind of lame. Okay, well, I won't worry too much about that. We'll do something up there, but it will exist outside the wall. I do want to incorporate at least one of these hills in there, something like an Acropolis, although it won't be an Athena Acropolis. This one will be ending up as... What did I determine? Hephaestus? Yeah, it could be a Hephaestus. I could get some walls up there, I guess, if I was willing to waste a lot of space. That would actually fit. But I don't want walls up there if I'm going to incorporate this into the walls. Oh my god. I don't know, maybe I'd be better off just not doing that. Just letting the walls, or letting the hills exist outside the walls. Because that's going to be pretty close to the edge of the map. Turned this way, I can still fit it in there. Yeah, it'll be alright. Anyway, okay, so let's go back to this, and my fictional road system that we're going to have to get hooked up somehow around here. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll just go ahead and have it run up here. Again, we'll be revisioning the roads a lot. And boy, that is quite the distance to go, isn't it? Well, I mean, we're gonna have to test whether this thing works out with the infirmary or not at some point. So I'm going to put a roadblock, say here. Does the... I honestly don't remember if the gatehouse acts like a wall, or a roadblock, I mean. Of course the gatehouse would act like a wall. So we'll test that theory. Put a gatehouse down here. Rotate it so it actually works. And do I want it branching off that way? Or do I want to leave a little bit of gap? For whatever reason, I don't know. Let's turn this around and actually look. I mean, having that right there just kind of does actually work well. Alright. Fine. No. Turn. And then we want you. And, you know, I'll work on this later. Famous last words. I say that, and we're going to be latering it everywhere. Things I will never come back and revise. We'll do a masonry shop here and here. And I guess I'll go ahead and just kind of block it off. So he's only got one place to go. We ended up using a roadblock anyway. So that'll be within the wall. That will probably jank over to here somehow. Leave maybe a killing field if I put some towers there. That'll help with that. We'll probably end up having our forging area over here. because we'll end up having access from that here to yeah, and then maybe right up on the plateau is where I'll put the mints guys, or I could put minters over here, and then they've got an access outside. Ah, yeah. See, now there is a way up here on this side. Either way, it does leave it exposed, which is why it would be good to have walls up here to kind of protect the Acropolis. Yeah, whatever. Okay, let's just keep going. Yep, so it does indeed act like a barrier and prevents movement to it, which is good. They will begin working on the marble. Gnosis has money woes. I need to give them 1,000 drachma. Well, that's okay. They're a rival. Maybe I'll invite you to a symposium. Yeah, okay. I guess I could have also postponed it. Whoa, hey. Pause. So we got some marble, and now it is going to be awful getting it all the way up here. We'll just keep it at 24. I mean, I could have them just going, but once we actually get to... Yeah, okay, let's have maximum... Well, no, because then it's just sitting there. See, the thing is, I want them to have a little bit of a stockpile because it's going to be so long to get there. But once we're actually needing to utilize this for my own purposes, well, first of all, I'll turn it off, but... Okay, never mind, I guess this is not really an issue. The more I've got stockpiled, the more quickly it might sell by the time I actually get it up there. And my god, what are we hanging on to all this freaking food for? By the time they get there...
I'm Hermes. Worship me, and some of your citizens will taste my speed.
Thebes needs... Oh, fuck off. God, guys. Okay, well... Let's do, probably shouldn't have given that to them just yet. We'll open this up, and we'll just kind of create a little loop here, and that'll be fine. And we'll accept marble here. And right now, where is my marble guy? They just took some to the storage. So now we will not be selling it. Does that mean they're going to end up taking it back? We'll find out here in a minute. I know. I've got 6 months to do this. Dispatch now. Okay. Oh, and it took it out of the thing. Quite cool. The Olympian Games begin, and all we have is a couple... Man, I forgot how annoying the gods popping up was. We lost, because of course, we didn't have enough for everybody. So what do they need now? Right, fleece. That is our choke point. And we've got plenty of people. And we are utilizing them in industry. How many? Oh my. We've definitely got food going now. I would like to see this fuller a lot sooner. Okay, so, you know, I guess it really doesn't matter, does it? Because in this game... Well, first of all, we're never going to have this many urchins. Let's just face that. But in this game, it doesn't matter the mixed food types. I think that's an Emperor thing, where they prefer variety in their diet. Wait a minute. Did I say... Nope, those are get. Okay. So it doesn't actually matter for the people. They just need food. And we don't have room for this anyway, so... Should we do 16 and 16, or 12 and 18, or whatever it works out to?
Worship me, the feared Hades, and your city will glisten.
Sell marble, sell sculpture, sell wood, which we're doing. Happiness monuments available. Okay, so the trading ship does show up here quite frequently. Let's put in another timber mill. And I think we're doing pretty well. See my administration. We made a profit, finally. Okay, cool. So we've got people, 12%, that are unemployed. Well, a little bit less now that I just put that down. 24 people. 24 people need jobs. I think it's time that this city had some administration. So it looks like it's time to put down a palace, and we'll get walls around the palace. We'll beautify it a little bit. We'll make the center of the city start to look nice. And we'll get some tax offices around, and that will help to generate a little bit more, and then we can move on to the next phase, which, what's the next phase right now? I really would like to build up the city before getting into putting in the fleece, because then that's going to move them to the next level, and then they're going to need more things for this and that and the other, but that might work out alright. And let me check my health real quick. It looks like everybody's got it, so the
This city is in the best shape, and you look marvelous, too.
Krampophanes? Krampus here seems to think we're doing just fine, and he apparently is walking around this plenty, because it doesn't appear to going this way. Once we put a city here, I don't know if he's going to start going that way. I feel like there's an algorithm to their preferred departure from a building. I feel like I read that, and I don't remember what game it was or if it's all the games, but I think they do tend to leave and go in a direction, but that might be false memory. Anyway, good. The food is actually transporting as it should be now, and that means I could maybe even actually move this to a more central location to improve upon those delivery times. That's actually kind of the point that I had tried to begin. And that will actually work out, because we will be able to put sort of the eventual poorer districts. This I'm going to eventually get up to town housing, because it'll be very central. We'll have all the big agoras kind of surrounding this. So I'll probably have this as sort of the workers' district, a small administrative district surrounded by houses and whatnot, and then probably another workers' district going out to whatever ends up in this field, and maybe even a military district. That's not how that works, is it? No, because you don't need military buildings. You need creation buildings, such as forges and whatnot, horse ranches. So maybe we'll do horse ranches. I mean, obviously we can't grow our own wheat, but maybe we can do horse ranches sort of out here and something like that, to that effect. Because we're, like I said, Hephaestus goes here, which means all the ore buildings go there, which means all the foundries, all that stuff, and unfortunately I can't get around to it easily. The road is going to have to be here, so actually this looks like it'll be the industrial sector, since this is where my bronze and my marble will be. Maybe the city's going to be a little bit smaller than I thought, unless like I said, I keep hovel level as my base level, and looking at it right now, I think that's probably appropriate. All you need is a basic culture building, which is decent, because we will eventually need more. They always love to say, you need more of this, that, and the other. Says I'm not bad at athletics games, but one gymnasium right now is perfect for the building. That's fine. So, this amount of structure needed for this level of housing, I think, will be pretty good. It'll give me a population sink for adding things to it, providing. That's how I can actually do the production buildings. If I don't make them into blocks like this and just start making them like straight lines or whatever, then when they produce their actors, athletes, etc. to walk, then they'll just go along those straight lines to their destination buildings. The difference, of course, being the podium, the philosophy. No? I guess I'm just thinking gymnasium then. These guys go in a row, or going around. Okay, well, whatever. Future planning. Probably put the elite district here. Maybe I'll end up having a couple elite districts. I don't know. This will probably extend to about here. And then maybe we'll just leave sort of walls and whatever. Obviously, I don't want to fill in every space, but there really isn't much nature. Like, if I could put down trees, that'd be kind of nice. I mean, that would be broken, obviously, because your industries rely on trees. So making money from nothing is not great. But just having something that's not bland grass hanging out in the middle of the city. I don't know. Maybe I should make my housing blocks as more of a more of a sprawl, so I can fit a lot of structures in, so that it's not jam-packed housing. And actually, I could utilize the roads, the boulevards, and the avenues a little bit, which would space them out even more. Maybe I should think about that, because otherwise that's a lot of space to fill. I know that when I was doing my Emperor City, we actually ended up filling it in quite nicely, but I think there was also a lot more to do in Emperor. For example, the military, just like in Pharaoh, actually requires military buildings. You can't just have your elite people making their own armies at home, basically. And again, on this map in particular, being limited in my farming capabilities, I'm just going to be spamming the same boring farms rather than being able to mix and match my crops and all that. So yeah, there's might be some pros and cons to what I'm trying to do with this series. But anyway, it's time to end this one here. I'm going to see you next time.